No, it's on there.
Okay. So you're gonna want to like zoom like way in with some of this stuff. Because some of the stuff is gonna be very like specific, nitpicky. Oh, we're going?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so you're gonna need to open this up. Wait. It's not that tough. I'm trying to get it so you can see. Okay, cool. So this piece here needs to be behind this piece here. This little like tab.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be the entire time, just at the end it has to be. So this is, I believe, a 5mm Allen. Go backwards until I feel the click. Cool, felt the click.
Whoops.
Right, I'm just not gonna hold that open for right now. I'll hold that open only at the end when I need it. Okay, just felt the click. Cool. That click is so you know you're not gonna cross thread it. Get it most of the way down. So there's still a little bit of a gap. So I get till there's a little bit of a gap. Then I hold it open and tighten it the rest of the way down. Cool, now it's tightened. It doesn't matter that this is kicked back a little bit because this piece will still stop it once the derailleur starts moving forward. Okay, good and snug. Cool. Cool, so now your derailleur's here. You got your chain all set up and everything. Let's get that rear wheel in place. Need to open this up. Two things we need to look out for. Just make sure that the disc is going in between these two pads here. And make sure that we open this up. So I'm using one hand to do this, one hand to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Now I just hold it open with this hand and I have to finesse it with my left hand. Which my left hand is not my hand to finesse, but I'm watching my eyes to make sure that this piece on this side goes down and in. And then now I'm switching over to the left side to make sure, and I'm closing one eye to make sure that the disc is going right between those pads. Now that it is, I'm getting this piece lined up over the dropout. This piece needs to screw in. It's sticking out a little too far. You see that?
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull this out. Drop this piece in. Make sure that gets all the way down in there. Oh, it's not quite there. Oh, the wheel's hitting the ground before it's cool. Come on, where are you? We had a little bit of trouble with this last time, didn't we?
Okay.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Another one's done.
Sweet.
Nice.
Cool. So, rear wheel in.
Is this gonna fit?
It was very close.
Very close.
You got, I think I'm over there.
There are other boxes.
Thank you. I had it.
Nice. That one was a little bit easier.
So making sure that this goes in.
Disc.
Sure. Yeah, making sure the disc goes in between those or the disc rotor goes in between the brake pads.
Oh, right.
And then get the through axle. Doesn't have to be crazy tight, but get it snug. Cool. So now your bike is ready to flip over.
Nice.
Get this out of it. We can take pictures of some of this stuff after too.
Okay.
So you don't have to go digging through the video.
Sorry.
Let's just straighten this first.
That's kind of the story that I was gonna say. Is this guy like got randomly
These are the
attacked and harassed on the street? Pulled out.
stem
He didn't even actually
bolts.
hit the guy with
So I'm not worried about getting it straight right now. It can be 5 degrees off. I don't really care. I'm just getting it straight-ish. We can adjust it to be exactly straight once the handlebars are on there and stuff. This bike is more set up. I'm just getting
size
these
is
like
that?
pretty snug. I'm not like yanking on it. I'm just using my wrist.
Okay.
You don't need to go hard on these. You can snap these bolts. So taking that faceplate off. So I already put that faceplate back on.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't look like there's a top or a bottom here, so it doesn't matter which one's which. Sweet.
This is fascinating how you can do it so fast. This is really important for me because this is supposed to be a forever bike. So if I can know how to do this, I could actually do a lot with it.
I mean, I obviously am very biased as a mechanic, but I think I wish everyone got to know their bike well enough to do this with it.
Wow.
Just because like people don't need that right in their lives, but I think that it makes your experience richer, and then it also makes the heck out of between my legs.
To be able to do work with the bike.
Yeah, then it also helps like build confidence. Because like, how can you go
Exactly.
away from towns and people and anything if you like anything snaps and just like I don't know what to do.
Exactly. I would be stuck. Like, I even have to learn how to change these flat tires. Is
Yep.
it just the same?
Um,
Is there something different?
Essentially, the main difference is just the making sure the disc brake lines up,
Yeah.
and like having your through axle, like which is that like piece with the handle on it. It's called a through axle.
Oh,
You know what part I'm talking about?
yeah. It's that one that you pulled out.
That thing makes it a lot easier because you don't have to worry about like, did I adjust my wheel up or down? Did I mess anything up with this brake
Yeah.
pad? Do I need to
Yeah.
realign? No, I just put it in place and then close it, and then it's good.
Then it's like, I think I have to get a pump that I can carry for that. I have to
I would do that, yes.
figure out what that one is. I have to add it to my list.
It's either that or just like, don't know you're going to be in your society and don't worry about it. But it's a very conscious decision to go either way with that. So I'm going kind of just diagonal on these two first. And what I want to do is get this gap to be about the same as this gap down here. And I'm not going to be perfectly precise, but I want to be close-ish. Because in order to make one gap bigger, you have to make the other one smaller, vice versa. And that just helps make sure that all the bolts are going to be lined up right and the clamping load is going to be distributed correctly. So you saw this one's like completely not even screwed in yet. It's just in place, holding the thing in place. I didn't get it snug until I just dealt with those two first. You could do just the right two or whatever. The important thing is to do the top and the bottom. But again, like I said, I just do things in diagonals most of the time on here. Sometimes like this, it's starting to resist. It started to resist way before it's actually clamping. Sometimes like the washer will get like slightly misaligned. It just happens because you're dealing with like really small bolts and stuff. Cool. So you can see it says like 6 Newton meters, which is Greek to you, but it means not a lot. And what you're generally going for is having the top or the bottom. It depends on what you want with your hands. Most people do make sure that this bottom, like the textbook thing is, make sure that this bottom part is like parallel with the ground.
Oh, okay.
Probably close to that. But if you have your brakes set up, it is also personal. Because like if your brakes are set up in a way that you're like, well, I want it rotated up higher because of the way I like to sit, do whatever the hell you want. Like, just
Okay.
make it comfortable for you. But the normal starting thing that you're going to deviate up or down from is this.
Oh,
And
good
typically,
point.
especially touring, you're never going to deviate by rotating it more down. You're going to deviate it by rotating it a little bit more up.
Oh, okay.
Because it helps you be a little bit more upright. when you're riding, it's a little bit more comfortable, less strain. That's probably about. So again, I'm going to go in a crisscross pattern. So I did lower left, I'm going to do upper right, upper left, lower right. I've got them all to like roughly the same snugness. Like yes, you should use a specific wrench called a torque wrench to make sure it's exactly 6 millimeters, but like I can feel that decently with my hands. So like this one was looser the second time around because once you tighten the others, it gets a little bit looser itself. It's all balancing out here. So I go and I give them each a snug until I make a full rotation, and nothing really kind of moves. So lower left, that feels good. It moved a tiny bit, but just the slightest. Same thing there, just the slightest. So it was bottom left, upper right, upper left, bottom right. Cool. Yeah, everything is good and snug.
Nice.
Um,
Wow.
Cool. So next is going to be this guy.
Nice
This
job.
is the 5 millimeter. Cool. Once this bolt is like clearly moving in there, you know you have it loose enough to toss this in. I didn't measure exactly where it was, but I'm going to assume it was to this little white line there. That's where the dirt,
Oh yeah.
when you ride around, get on there.
Someone recommended I get a new seat. No, it was just a video on YouTube, but I was talking about the Surly disc trucker, and the person making the video recommended a new seat.
You should. Is this what came with the bike?
Yeah.
So usually the seat that comes with the bike is just like a kind of a, especially on a bike like this, it's a very nice bike, and it's not cheap, and they assume that you are going to put whatever seat you know exactly you want on your own bike.
Okay. It's
'Cause,
been
like,
okay
they're-
so far.
Which then it's fine.
Okay.
Like don't change it if it's not bugging you, and if
Not
you
yet.
actually like it.
Yeah. It's
But
been
if
good.
you want something that's like more whatever, then yeah, change it for that.
Okay.
I have to go pretty hard on mine with these because I'm a big kid. You probably don't have to go very hard on it because you're more lighter than I am.
My body weight.
So these will usually say left and right.
I feel like they won't be on as strong now that we have
There's an
took.
L down in
Oh,
there
yeah.
and on the left. And then you can always tell by looking at the threads. Like the threads won't let you put them on the wrong way. Is that no? Or is that just me making?
I think I'll end up
I saw no. Maybe I didn't see no. Maybe it's just dirt. Oh, it was just dirt that looked like a no. So you can. What's that?
I think I'll make a note on there.
I would take a Sharpie and just write like L and R on these.
Yeah, that's what
Or
I was
something.
thinking. Yeah,
Yeah,
I should do
absolutely.
that.
Because there's nothing that indicates. So you'd have to like look at the thread and know.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
you know
not my
that
skill yet.
when you're looking down at it, they tighten by going towards the front of the bike.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm looking at this one, if I look at these threads, I'm looking at the right. Well, if I tighten it this way towards the front of the bike,
Mm-hmm.
are those threads turning in a way that will tighten it? Or is this one turning in a way that will tighten it? This one, if I go like this, it'll loosen it. So this one's the one on the right.
Okay.
But yeah, you shouldn't have to figure that out perfectly. And I gotta switch to my 8 millimeter. So your multi-function Allen key thingy, I think you need to get a separate 8 millimeter or a different Allen key. Like I think your multi-tool didn't have an 8 millimeter.
Oh, okay.
And these tighten as you ride. So you don't have to get them crazy tight. Get
Okay,
it
yeah,
snug,
that's good.
give it a little bit more, so it's like it's tight, it's not gonna go anywhere, and leave it. And it will tighten as you continue to ride.
Oh,
Or
wow,
sorry, it will
great.
continue to tighten as you ride. But the thing is, at the end of your tour, make sure you're ready for that.
Okay.
Because you might go and like, oh, I'll just take it off, it'll be easy. And then you've ridden 1,000 miles on them, and all of a sudden it's jammed in there. And
Shit.
it's tough to get it out before you try to get ready to go for your flight.
Yeah,
Just make
okay.
sure you have enough time.
Yeah.
It won't be an issue.
I'm really
So
trying
then
to
get
do
it
that.
snug, get a little bit more snug. Cool. Now the rack. Cool.
It's lightweight.
Yeah. So You had 2 with smaller washers and 2 with bigger washers. So I'm gonna check real quick, see if they're the same length. I believe they are. Yeah, your bolts. Oops, those are 2 same ones. Okay, so you have 2 different lengths here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna see what that means for us. If I'm not mistaken, these ones came off of the top. It shouldn't really matter, but we'll see. Just want to see like if there's a pitfall for you. You can pause it now and start another one.
Okay.